My name is Hamid Animashaun. I would describe being an actor as the opportunity or the chance to play and hopefully get paid for it. It's the chance to explore different experiences and to explore different worlds and different characters. That's how I think being an actor is. I think I'm always interested in telling important stories, stories that people can relate to as well. I think that's important for everyone. It doesn't really matter what background you're from, but I think these days it's important that certain stories have to be told, and I definitely want to be a part of that. I like to think I'm that kind of actor that wants to tell important, and I think it's important for everyone to listen to their story. Most stories are universal, but to their story in particular, I think it's important. I want to be a part of that. I didn't technically train personally. I didn't go to drama school. I went to a school called Half Moon Young People's Theatre in Limehouse in East London when I was like 11 to about 16, to the point where they had to kick me out because I wasn't technically young, so they had to throw me out. But I think my circumstance is different to other people. I chose not to go because I felt that it wasn't particularly right for me, but it might be different for other people. I think it's good to explore and to keep working on your craft. Like I do it all the time. I might not necessarily go to classes, but I'm always reading, and I'm always like making sure I'm on top of, because it's it's what I do for a living. So I have to make sure I'm at least good at it. So, but I think it's important also. But it's also good to, you were given a talent for a reason, but it's good to like work on it. But I rely on my own natural talent because this is what I've been doing. But I keep working on it, make sure it's like optimal prime form. Barbershop was sort of an amazing blessing that just came out of nowhere. When it was announced that they were going to put it on a national, I remember thinking, I want to be in that show. I don't know how, but I want to be in that show. And then I forgot about it because they announced it I think it was like a year before they put it on, or a few months before they put it on. And then my agent called me and was like, oh, there's this audition, do you want to go? And I said, yes, please. And I went in and had to do a workshop. Before I found out whether I was even in it, I had to do like a week workshop on the show. And even that was like, oh, I've worked on it. I can at least say I worked on it. And then when they offered me the role, I was like, okay, cool. And then it was the first time, because I haven't been doing this for long, but I've been doing it for a while. And it was the first time where I was actually in the rehearsal room and I felt at home, and I've never really felt that before. And I think that at that point I knew we had something special, because it was just the first day. It was just the first day where it was like, okay, this is a family, like straight away. And I knew we had something special. And then our first preview, I'll never forget it, where the thing for me is like with theatre, you want the audience to feel something. And on our first preview, they felt something, and we felt it. And when we got that standing ovation, and when we got that reaction, it was something that I don't think I'll ever forget. And then press night, when the audience invaded the stage and we had like a mini rave. Like, I will never forget that moment. It was crazy. We had the curtain call, and then the audience just came on stage. It was like, what is this? What have we created? So I'll never forget Barbershop and what it did for me and what it did for people who came and saw the show. Because people who had never gone to the theatre ever because they didn't think they belonged there, or they didn't think it was for them, came and saw that show and thanking us. And I'll never forget what that show did for us and what it did for people who came and saw it, and actually went, I relate to every single one of those people on that stage, because there was 12 of us. We played over 30 characters. So yeah, it was that in itself was amazing. And the festival is completely different because it's a film, and I think we shot for over 2 months in Bristol, and then we shot at Festival, and then we shot at Leeds Festival as well. And that was just a different experience because it's screen. So it's a different discipline that I had to acquire very quickly because I haven't done much. I'm still pretty new in the screen world. I mean, I've done a few things, but the festival was my first lead in the film. So I had to really pick up and like learn, and you know, it was a completely different discipline. I had to really work on my craft, my screen craft then. I think on my first day, I think I wore myself out after like 6 hours. And the director was like, you know, you don't have to, the camera's not on you, so I mean, you still give it, but don't, because no one's looking at you. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. I remember that, it's in there. And then, but then again, that was last year, and I didn't think about it at all. Because what I do is, like, after I do a job, I kind of go, okay, thank you, and I take the blessings, and I go, thank you, and then I move on. And then didn't really think about it until the trailer came out, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, the trailer was like, oh, cool. Then it was like, oh yeah, so you're going to the premiere. Oh, there's a premiere. Oh yeah, it's in Leicester Square. Oh, okay. And it was just all these things. Then the film comes out. Oh, how many during the film? And I was like, okay, and then going to see it. It was all, yeah, it's all been incredible. But yeah, those two, different, completely different avenues, but like the same sort of grateful, amazing blessings that came from it. When I saw the festival at the premiere, we were in where was Cineworld? So we were in the big one in Leicester Square, and we were in like the screen 1, IMAX sort of screen. And I was just like, why is my big face on this massive screen? Like, this is not good. People don't need to see this. I was just a bit like, this is crazy. It was weird. It was sort of surreal and overwhelming. There was a moment where I couldn't believe what was happening, because I've always, for as long as I've known, I've always wanted to be a performer of some sort, and I didn't think it was possible, because you know, you see, I mean, I grew up watching Fresh Prince, or you know, and all those shows, and always thinking that I want to be there, and always think, oh, but it's almost like a pipe dream, isn't it? You never think, oh, I'll be on the big screen one day. Not like, I'm not beating myself down or anything. I was just like, oh, it's so far away. So when it actually happens now, I was just overwhelmed. I didn't really know what to think or what to feel. So I was going through a whole wave of emotions. It was crazy. But the main one was just like blessing. I was so blessed. I just felt blessed at that moment. Stay hungry. There was a moment when I was younger where I kind of came off a little bit. So I came off the train. It was going too slow, and I didn't like it. Then I believe in karma, innit? So that it bit me in the bum, because I was just like, I didn't stay hungry enough, so things weren't happening because I stepped off. So I'll say stay hungry, and also remember the people that you worked with in the past. You know, I try to keep in contact with everyone that I've worked with in the past. From when I started, like I'm still really close with Half Moon, because if it wasn't for them, or my drama teacher, Fran Servi at John Cass, if it wasn't for them, and multiple other people, like I play steel drums, so Metronomes, Steel Orchestra, and Labrador Grove. Those people, all those creatives that I've met and worked with in the past, are the reasons why I'm here today. So remember who you worked with, remember the people that, you know, helped you start up, and just have fun as well. Because it can be hard, you know, it can, like, because I'm still a working actor, I'm still auditioning, there's times where it's just like dark, you know what I mean? And it's just, things aren't happening the way you want them to. But you always have to remember, like, you're still young. So you just have to remember to have fun, because it's like, if I try not to take myself too seriously in this business, because if I start taking myself too seriously, then that's when I start to see myself as a different person. And I'm not that person. I'm always going to be Hamid from Stepney Green. So yeah, just remember to have fun, because if you don't, then who's going to have fun? Well, no one else is going to have fun for you, you know what I mean? So you just might as well just do it with all the people that you know, that surround you, that you trust, not those other people. You don't want to hang out with those people. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I've leveled up by telling myself that I can do anything. So I've literally, there was a moment, this is such an interesting question, because I was having a conversation with somebody last week, and I said, I'm done being on the sidelines now. I'm ready to level up and let people know who I am, like for real. So I've started, when I said before, like not taking myself too seriously, that's gone up a notch, where I can go, listen, my name is Hamid Animashaun, and I can be your leading man, or, do you know what I mean? I can take this stage and blow it at the park, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think just going like, I can do this, I can do anything sort of thing. And believing in that, not just saying it, you know, for the sake of other people, but saying it for myself as well. Because knowing my worth, basically, knowing that I can do better. That's how I've leveled up. What that dance I did do. Can I do that? Let me stop.